to beat the mind game.
Hello friends, and welcome back to Prey, You Only Live Once, where no healing is allowed and any death ends the run. In the last episode, we took our first damage of the run, and it could have been much worse. 3 points of fire damage from getting too close to an enemy that I'd set aflame. Now, if I'm being honest, I feel like that hit was a little BS. Even looking back at the footage during editing, I don't think I should have been close enough for the flames to propagate. But damage is permanent in this run, so I'll take it on the chin as a lesson to be more careful and move on. Now, as I mentioned at the end of the last episode, we have 10 Neuromods to spend. Now, we've had some close calls, and it's only going to get more dangerous from here, so I think it's well past time that I took Toughness 2. That's going to reduce the chance of traumas, but more importantly, stop a third of all physical damage. Now, additionally, we've picked up a lot of weapon upgrade kits, which I need to stop calling repair kits because this isn't Stalker, and we're just about maxed out on upgrades we want, so I think it's about time we took Gunsmith as well. That's going to get some much needed upgrades in, especially for the shotgun, which we can now make very powerful. Oh yeah, well worth it. While we're here, aside from fixing the Looking Glass servers and collecting a ton of loot, we also ventured out into deep space and claimed one very important upgrade much earlier than we normally would have done. The Artax Propulsion System Gen 2, which effectively turns our jetpack into an actual jetpack with a bit of a vertical boost. But we then promptly got distracted, and forgot to equip it, so let's do that now. Along with the heavy gear optimizers, and might as well, there's nothing better to go in that slot at the moment. And speaking of getting distracted, I forgot a few things last time in hardware labs. Nothing too important, just a bunch of supplies I'd rather not leave behind. However, let's not get too cocky, because it seems like we've got a phantom respawn here, yeah. Okay, well, let's wait till he turns around. Oh yeah, that upgraded shotgun is doing work now. So I mentioned that we'd come back and loot this corner, and then just did not do so. I think my inventory was just full, and that's fine. We're here now. Now we lean over, we can grab that wine. A little bit of tea, and I don't think there's anything important on this. Yeah, that workstation is just lore flavor, exploring the relationships between coworkers and just a few random hints that aren't really important to us. Okay, yeah, I got everything over here. However, I did not get everything up there in this little break area, and this is a good opportunity to show off the Artax Gen 2. So, of course, I went my own path around here just because I have plans of how I would like to approach things, and it helps me take out enemies in a way that is safer than it might be otherwise. However, you can very easily just glue your way up here. You can see that it's very easy to place a stairwell. However, with Artax Gen 2, we can just boost our way up. Now, it seems like that one Phantom was not the only one to have respawned. Yeah, that's unfortunate, but not unexpected. As I mentioned, areas don't stay the same. Things respawn, and often they're more dangerous than they were the first time you visited, which is why I tend to like to visit things early and take things out as much as possible while I'm there. Okay. Alright, so it's going to be a minute while that guy paths around. So I'm just going to occupy that time by looting things and trying not to get spotted by him while I do it. Okay, I think we're good. Got everything up here. Now let's deal with this unfortunate Phantom. Oh. I say unfortunate, but he's actually in a very fortunate spot now. So let us use this cover to get right up on him. Now, that may have drawn attention from one of the operators. So I want to get their attention moving in a different direction. Come on, buddy. A little closer. There we go. Okay, now there's one more out here. And rather than wasting disruptor ammo on him, I want to see if I can have him meet the same fate. Yeah, there he is. Why don't you go inspect that? Have fun. Goodbye. All right. Oh, some good stuff on that Phantom. Very nice. Very, very nice. I probably should have gotten this guy repaired up. That's all right. We did not end up needing the backup. However, I will set this up here just to deal with respawns since we are very flush on spare parts. Now, I think I got everything that I wanted to up here. Yeah. Yeah, everything up here is good. And did I get... nope, those spare parts are still there. Now, I will get those operator carcasses, but I have concerns about what's going on in the actual machine shop area, because if those two Phantoms are there, then I have good reason to believe that other things have respawned, namely that etheric Phantom or something possibly, I don't know. It's hard to think of what might be worse that would reasonably spawn in here, but there you have it. Let's see, okay. So... okay. Well, my turret's still up, so that's good. I approve of the fact that my turret is still alive. Alright, good, good. Looks like we've got nothing of importance that has respawned in here. Hopefully. Maybe. Yes. No. Okay, good. Alright, now I forgot a little bit of mineral over here. I'll probably end up cutting a fair bit of this out since a lot of this is just collecting random bullshit. I am happy to take all of the loot from those operators and anything else. No, that's good. Now, over here in Calvino's lab, there is a med kit that, honestly, I think I just left here because I usually don't risk getting it. These crates stand a fairly decent chance of physics bugging out when you try to move them, but... oh. And just a little bit of random trash in the ballistics lab. By itself, it wasn't worth coming back for, but since I'm already here... And finally, confirmation that that mechanic I mentioned about transferring items through this breach does in fact still work, because here is Lorenzo Calvino's body. Sorry about that, man. That is a very undignified position for you to end up in, but I suppose it's better than floating in space. Now let's just get rid of all that junk. And while we're at it, we picked up a weapon upgrade kit. Upgrade, thank you. So let's put that towards the disruptor. I think definitely need to get the range up, because we need to be hitting things much sooner and from further away. And there's one last thing that we need to do now that we have the general access card before we head into Psychotronics, and that's break through the looking glass there and head into this back area. Now be careful, because we have another bullshit mimic here. And again, I call this a bullshit mimic because it's breaking its own rules. It's breaking the mechanics of mimics by not having anything nearby that it could have possibly mimicked to become that. But fortunately, since we know he's there, we can get the drop on him. And sometimes the body gets back there, but you can just climb over these pipes to get to it. Fortunately, that did not happen this time. So let's start smashing a bunch of glass. And that is, of course, going to create noise, and that's fine. I want it to create noise, because there are two Phantoms down in this room. And breaking the glass is doing two things. One, it's getting them interested in what's over here. And two, it's removing obstacles that these canisters could run into if I drop them. Because the glass itself... there we go, got one. The glass itself can be enough to cause collision damage to the canisters and make them blow up in your face. It's actually kind of shitty when that happens, but again, since we know that's a mechanic, we can account for it. Alright. Now, before we try dropping any others, let's see if we can bait the Phantom over here. Where we already have a canister on the ground. Where is he? Is he close? No, he's not. Okay. Why don't you go check that out? Yeah, there you go. Sate your curiosity. That's good enough. It has not done for him, but that's fine. Where is he now? Okay, good. There. Yep, I got him. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. I think that is everything down there. You see, I think there's spare parts. Yeah. Excellent. All right, all good. Yep, all good. That went much smoother than it sometimes often does, but as I mentioned, there are some pitfalls to it, mainly regarding the glass and getting the canisters to blow up in your face, and fortunately, we managed... Oh, hey, is that what I think? Etheric shielding. Oh, wow, that's nice. I will definitely drop the heavy gear optimizer for that. So that's going to grant us half resistance to ether damage. Again, anything that grants resistance to a damage type is huge, because that's just having it straight out of the box like that. That's beautiful. And there was another Neuromod as well, but we don't need that quite this moment. Let's see, I think that was just about everything here. Now here's the key card to the security office, but we don't really need that. There is a supply closet here, and if you look in the security roster, you'll see 4 people hiding in that supply closet. You can never get in there. Those 4 people are set aside specifically for a mission that only occurs if you kill all humans before a certain person arrives on the station. So and that is definitely not something that I'm going to be doing with the type of playthrough that I do, so we will never see those people. That's part of the reason why... Hello, Mr. Etheric Phantom. It's part of the reason why the achievements and such for finding all the people don't require you to find everyone, just most of them. That and that corpses can sometimes get despawned and whatnot, and such on and so forth. Now, that guy should be pathing over in that direction for a good little while. It gives me plenty of time to set up this recycler charge. And then let's get away from there, because I don't think that's going to take him out. However, it may... Sir. However, if it doesn't take him out, then he's going to magically know where the person was who heard it. However, because he doesn't have line of sight to us, he's not going to immediately aggro. He's just going to start pathing in our direction. All right, good. So then if I understand how this works correctly, he should be coming around that corner there momentarily, looking in that direction towards the spot where I was at the moment that he was damaged. Now, unfortunately, that's kept him fixed looking in that direction, which means he might catch me in his peripheral vision. But I think momentarily he's going to get bored and start pathing back down. Then once he does, I'll get behind him. Come on, buddy, quit being bullshit. You know what I probably should have done is just actually stayed up there and then followed him down. That probably would have been the smarter... Oh, okay. No, what's happened is that he has aggroed on my turrets. That is highly unfortunate. But better than me taking that in the face. However, it reminds me that I also need to hack these turrets here. Because there's a good chance that by the time that I come back from Psychotronics, I'm going to have some alien material in me. Perhaps not enough at that time to trip them, but I need to be prepared for it. Let's just recycle all that. Okay, now you can technically get into this room without having the general access key card. Just as simple as actually being able to aim and hitting that button there. However, there's not much point to doing so until you have hacking 2. And yeah, there's another hint to Yuri's neuromods that we also got, because once you get hacking 2, you can get into this safe, and that will make hacking 2 effectively free, because this safe contains 4 neuromods. That's given us a total of 6 neuromods, but we need 8 for Combat Focus 3, which is the next thing that we're saving up for. So let's keep saving and move on. As soon as we step through here, we're going to get a new communication.
This time we spoke. My code name is December. My purpose was to help you escape Talos 1. I know your memory's shot full of holes, but you left instructions that the Typhon should break containment. Alex has a private escape pod. You made a copy of his launch key and hid it in the Neuromod Division, along with a supply cache. Meet me back in the foyer. Your office isn't safe.
That's okay. I think I will pass on that, December. You are a bit of a false friend. However, don't mind taking advantage of your offerings in order to receive resources. In the meantime, I've got a nasty one here to contend with. We'll see how well this trap does for him. Come on. Well enough. Well enough. That guy can sometimes be a real pain in the ass. Okay. Now that all the ether is gone, I'll take his goodies. And now we can move on to Psychotronics, and we will this episode. However, really quick, I'm going to duck back to Neuromod Division, because now that we've gotten the quest update from December, we have a few things that we can get there.
Morgan, that operator was an earlier defective model. Or something worse. Alex, the Typhon, they're all working against you. Trust yourself. Trust the video you made. We need to get the arming keys and destroy Talos 1 before it's too late.
I don't think so. However, thank you for the Neuromod and the safe code. Now, as you saw, we've got a lot of ugly stuff that has decided to respawn itself in here. Got mimics and a phantom upstairs. Let's unlock the skill recorder and grab the area map. And then there's a couple of mimics in here, and I want to deal with them before they have a chance to wander. Because nobody likes wandering mimics. Okay, that's good enough. I'll lock that door just to make sure they stay there. And then let's repair this grav shaft. Now, I could get upstairs through any number of other means like it did before, but this is a long hallway that is occluded from anything else, and it is the safest way up here when there are enemies up here. Now, let's see. Why do I not see a phantom? Oh, this is not good. Okay. Oh, wait, no. Okay, good. There he is. I was worried that the phantom had wandered into one of the side rooms, because sometimes the phantom and the mimics do that, especially after they've been activated, and that is just no fun. However, if they haven't, then that means that, yep, still got a couple of mimics down here who think they're being clever. Well, I guess they were clever enough, cleverer than the person who tried to use a pistol at that distance. But in any event, That's fine. They are severely damaged, and it'll be easy to damage them further. Oh, hey, here we go. They've very helpfully come back into view. That Phantom is just clueless about what's going on here. However, that is using up a lot of pistol ammo, and not very efficiently. So I think that the thing to do here is, let's get combat focus ready, and just charge the bastard. Hello, sir. Now, where is that mimic? There you are, sir. Okay. All done with them. And then we already got this guy. However, it normally, you see it takes leverage 2 to get in here. However, this is one of those places where leverage 1 can be used more or less in a way that it implies leverage actually could be, which is to say to push a larger object out of the way. And that should have been, oh, that wasn't quite enough room. So let's just push it a little further. That should have been enough. Nope, I just pushed it back in there. Well done, me. Come on. There we go. When in doubt, apply velocity. Now, there's not a whole lot up here. There's a handful of bits of junk that weren't worth grabbing last time that I'll grab while I'm here since I'm thinking of it, but mostly it's just for Junior Bookman's corpse. And it's easy enough to get back down here. There's a few different ways into this area. I like to go in this way because this initial room is pretty much safe. About 99% certain there's no mimics in here or anything like that, which is not to say that the shotgun wouldn't be a good idea. That said, I think we're in the clear. And that lets us get over here and grab a Neuromod and some other goodies from this corpse. Now, I debated whether to come back here and do this, because this is a dangerous, dangerous area. But all that's in here is 3 mimics and a voltaic phantom. And I think we're well enough equipped to handle that. That said, we're running very low on shotgun ammo, and I probably should have done something about that before heading up here. But, we'll work with what we've got. Yep, that'll do. Okay, where's that voltaic phantom? He's right there. Okay. And then this room, there's 2 more mimics, and they can vary quite a bit in what they choose to do, because they wander. And mimics that wander will use the dynamic logic that lets them just assume whatever they think is the best nearby object. Okay, that's 2 mimics down. A bit wasteful on Psy, but I'd rather use it than lose health. Okay. Voltaic has moved into the room. Now, where's mimic number 3? What I definitely don't want is for mimic number 3 to get electrified. Take a med kit. There you are. Okay. All right. Pretty certain that that was the last mimic. There's just 3 up here in this area. Which means now it is time to deal with the Voltaic Phantom. And that is never a fun time. However, I've got lots of EMP charges, and although they don't last very long, they will do the job as far as keeping his abilities suppressed. That sound effect is from his electricity aura interacting with one thing or another in that room. I don't recall what it is that causes that, but it's a thing. Now, come on, buddy. Okay. Let's see about baiting him out. Okay, so he's about the middle of the room, so it's going to take him a few seconds to path over here. Come on, buddy. Come on. What I definitely do not want to do is set off a recycler grenade in that room. I am going to use a recycler against him, and that may or may not finish him off. But I definitely don't want to set it off in that room because there's a lot of valuable stuff. Come on, asshole. Oh no, he's way the fuck over there. Okay. Okay. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. This room is recyclable. Oh, okay, he's just down there. Okay. 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 That should do it. There we go. Okay. A little wasteful because when you use a recycler to kill something, any loot that they were going to drop also gets recycled. So it can result if they're about to drop some good stuff, then because recyclers aren't as efficient at recycling as an actual recycler is, then it can be somewhat wasteful and you can destroy some good loot. But that's fine. Whatever he was carrying, it was worth taking him out safely. Now, I'm pretty sure this room is safe now, but all the same, I think taking a medkit is the right thing to do. I do not want to be wrong and get smacked by a mimic. And there's some neuromods. And that 2 neuromods actually should be enough to get us up to Combat Focus 3. In fact... Yep, we've got 10, so Combat Focus 3 it is. And I think that was just about all that was left in here. Grab what's off of that mimic. And yeah, I think we are good. Thing to be concerned about up there, right? I'm curious, what is that up there anyway? That would appear to be nothing at all. Just a ceiling area to get into. However, that's interesting. That's I've never gone up here before, so that's, you know, I actually could have made really good use of this during this whole sequence to deal with that Voltaic Phantom. Yeah, it would have been much safer to get up here. Oh, I'll have to keep that in mind. Learn something new every time I go through this game. And with all that out of the way, let me clear out a few bits and pieces here in the lobby, recycle all the junk, craft a few neuromods, make sure ammo is topped off for my guns, slap a few upgrades in the stun gun, and finally make our way into Psychotronics. And Alex has opinions about our choice.
Psychotronics is the opposite of safe, Morgan. What are you after? Someone's helping you. Is it Michaela? Elazar? I can eavesdrop on your brother's messages. We're in agreement on this one. Get through this place fast as possible. You're looking for a maintenance airlock to a utility tunnel called the Gut. It'll take you all the way to the top of the station.
And it's even more dangerous than here is. Now, hang on just a second and keep an eye on this little mimic, because he thinks he's a lot more clever than he is. Now, that's fine. They're not wrong. Psychotronics is very, very dangerous. But like pretty much every other area in the game, it is predictable the first time that you get there to a certain extent, just because of the way that things are spawned and the scripted behaviors that they have in order to show off certain set-piece behaviors. There we go. And now that we've made our way into the security booth here, we could have hacked it, but no real need. Let's just loot a handful of bits and pieces here. And grab the area map. And let's cancel out of that so that we can deploy and hack these turrets. And now that we have a turret friend, we can head onward. Now these turrets are going to be absolutely clutch here. Absolutely clutch. However, there's a phantom in the next room, and I'd rather he not here until we're ready for him. And already, I mean having a reloaded disruptor stun gun and a deployed turret.
Ready to scan. Scanning target. No alien material.
There we go. Handled. A little messier than I would have liked. Usually I can manage to bait him out with just a little bit of sound, but it's fine. It was just him and the one mimic over here. And that's all settled. All right, let me go back and grab the other turret friend, because we're going to need both of them here in a minute. Well, I say need, we don't necessarily need them, but they are integral to the plan that I have. Now in this next room over, there are no actual threats at this time. However, as soon as we get a key upgrade, a phantom is going to spawn in along with a bunch of assorted mimics that we'll take care of separately. But the phantom is, he's super cheap. He's going to spawn up here, and we're going to be forced to climb out of that hole while he's watching over us. Yeah, not okay. Not okay, game. Thankfully, since we know that that is going to happen, we can set a trap for the trap.
Next move? Spring the trap.
Deploying.
I've experimented with this a lot of different ways over the years, and I found that there's a placement for these two turrets that tends to work just about every time. However, there's one more thing that I want to place, and that is recycler charge right here, just to make absolutely sure. Now, this mimic in here is not actually a threat unless you find the idea of being covered in mimic diarrhea to be absolutely lethal. So yeah, you just back off before that happens. All right, I think that is everything here. Yep, all good. All right, let's take a deep breath and head down in here. Now, as I said, we're about to get a key upgrade. However, first, the game has a few traps to try to pull on us. First, as soon as we approach this glue, some mimics are going to just magically break through it. Thankfully, we are ready for that BS. Either my aim was notably bad there, or those were just some resilient mimics or bad luck. But in any event, it's handled. Alright, so now those three mimics are dealt with. Let's go grab our upgrade. Not this glue cannon. Now take note of this mimic here. He is, as far as I'm aware, permanently frozen. This is a unique bit of scripting here, and he's that way to serve as a tutorial for the Psychoscope. Because as soon as you pick this up, it's going to go through this animation, and it's going to equip it, which is going to cause you to immediately begin scanning this mimic. It's really hard to avoid not learning how this is done unless you pop the mimic first. And unfortunately, that is a bit of a flaw in this tutorial because a lot of people do exactly that, and understandably so. Now, let's really quick here go into our new Psychoscope chipset section and equip both of these very nice chipsets. And there's our recycler going off.
Scan complete.
And I think I just saw a piece of the Phantom there. Yep.
Available.
I think that has done for him. Now, see if I can bait this mimic out. Alright, fine. You know what? We're just going to do this the usual way. Unless the mimic decides to be dodgy. Okay. There you go. Not anymore. Okay. Now, there's some important stuff here in this little cubby hole. You would think you need leverage 3 or a recycler to get through, but again, leverage means leverage. And usually that means that you can... Well, unfortunately this time it's going to be a bit of a pill. Usually it means that you can push things out of the way the way that I've just done, the way that I've done before. But every now and then an object will get physics bugged into place. I don't know what causes it, but yeah, it looks like that is not going to budge, so we have no choice but to recycle this because I definitely want one of the things in there. That's unfortunate. Did not want to use that. That's fine, though. Hey, come back here. Oh, there's the Phantom carcass. Yes, he was indeed taken care of. Now, the important thing in here is not the glue canister. It is the contents of the supply crate, which is... that chipset could have been better. It's an energy optimizer. That's going to reduce the cost of energy psi powers, which we're not actually using and won't be for some time, actually. So, that's unfortunate, but there are many chipsets. We'll have plenty of opportunities. All right. So now that that's all taken care of, let's scan the turret here.
Research complete.
Let's take a quick look at neuromods. It looks like we've got 7, which is absolutely perfect. Fantastic. Because what I want to get next, first of all, is firearms, which will massively boost both the damage and crit rate of our weapons, but also mobility 1, because moving faster is not only one of my favorite things in video games, it is absolutely life and death in a YOLO run. With that done, let's grab one of our turret friends and be on our way, because with the Psychoscope, a great deal more of the game has opened up for us.
Psychoscope required beyond this point.
Now, first of all, be mindful here of their attempt to jump scare you with sound effects, because all that's happening here is we've got a science operator who's making a very cheeky entrance. However, let's go ahead and scan them.
Research complete.
I see you've already figured out how to use your Psychoscope. All right, Morgan, I know I can't make you stay put, but you're gonna die down there if you don't listen. I'm sending you the code to a safe in Director Kelstrup's office. I'm certain he's hidden neuromods there. Use them to install one of the Typhon abilities. That's what this is all about, Morgan. You spent 3 years of your life
Should I change position?
putting what they can do into us. You've just forgotten.
Oh, that's all right. We will refresh our memory very shortly. And starting with the Phantom here in this enclosure.
Scan complete. More specimens required.
Now, don't worry about this one. This one is empty. These two, however...
Scan complete. New psionic aptitude available.
And don't mind the scary sound effects. That's going to give us 3 out of the 4 Phantoms that we want to scan. Now, I'm pretty sure that the reason why this initial area is devoid of threats is for tutorial reasons. They want to give you a chance to scan enemies with your Psychoscope, and in particular, they set up these Phantoms here as captive audiences, so to speak, or captive subjects for your Psychoscope. That's fine. I appreciate their restraint because it has made the initial part of this zone a lot more predictable. Oh, that was the sound effect of a Phantom dying. That's interesting. I wonder what caused that. So there are a whole bunch of mimics and some phantoms upstairs. We have not engaged them yet. Some of them do wander a bit. And it's curious because that sound effect suggests to me that one of the phantoms, again, as with I suspect happened in the Trauma Center, that one of the phantoms has damaged the environment in a way that's caused them to receive damage. Interesting. All right. Well, let's go ahead and loot Hans Kelstrup, along with his safe. That's not it. That's one too many numbers. There we go.
Morgan, a warning. If you scan enough Typhon organisms, you'll be able to install neuromods that are powerful, but they're the reason we're in this mess. For one thing, the station's defensive turrets will identify you as an alien threat.
Well, we're on top of that.
Worst consequences I can't yet see. I don't want you to lose yourself.
Okay, now this mimic in here will stay there until you activate the fabricator, thus providing you another captive subject for you to scan. I think they really wanted to ensure that you could get a head start on the scanning here. Possibly they went a little too far with that, but then again, I've seen some Let's Plays where people really were not getting that. That's fine. Let's go ahead and grab these emails just to get them in our log. All of these, for the most part, concern Subject 37, or Volunteer 37, which is someone that we'll find out more about later. Anyone who's already played the game knows exactly who I mean, I'm sure. This has led us into the LG conference room. Just a very, very fancy thing. I want this. I want one of these for my own game room. I mean, look at that. That's just too cool.
Calvino, what did you do to my conference room?
Yes. I was just about to call you. All I see is a dot. Yes, that's right. It's the calibration system for the new touchscreen. You only have to run it one time. Are you kidding me? Just follow the dot. When it turns green, touch it. It should...
Damn it, Calvino, I do not have time to play sing-along with your bouncing ball. I'll call you back.
Well, I've got that time, and anyone who's already played this game knows exactly what's coming. Let's just break that glass in order to stop that from making an awful noise. And get a scan in on this phantom.
Scan complete.
And then make him very sorry that he came down here. At this point, we're just bullying phantoms. And there's a handful more bits and pieces down here. But other than that, we've cleared out everything that there was to find in there. So let's go ahead and recycle all of our spoils, including all of these duplicates, and a bunch of stuff I don't really need. However, let's move those bullets over there so I don't accidentally recycle them. Oh yeah, that's quite nice. That's going to be at least one Neuromod. In fact, two. And then where does that leave us? 4 Neuromods, and I will be saving those for now. However, I believe we picked up an upgrade kit. So let's see, is there anything that really needs it? Shotgun's good for now. Let's up the power on this stun gun. Now let's get started on clearing out Psychotronics. First, let's go grab one of our turret friends. Where do we... Oh, there they are. Hello, turret friend. Come with me. And we've got a set piece here to get ready for, so let me set that up while Alex talks to us.
Good luck. Everything happening on Talos 1 started here. You were so driven in the beginning. My mistake was agreeing to put you at the center of the tests. That's when you began to drift away from me. We're close to understanding what they're after. What they're building. Just need a little more time.
Hello.
Unfortunately, time is something that we don't have a whole lot of here on Talos 1. Alright, let's get this second turret set up. Oh, better hack him.
Excuse me.
Oh, excuse me. Alright. Now, as soon as we extinguish one of the flames here in the hallway, that's going to cause a bunch of mimics to come rushing out. It's just, they're scripted to do exactly that. Fortunately, we are ready for that nonsense. So let's get out of the line of fire. And see if we get a lucky scan on one of these. There we go. Mimics handled, I think, when we count them. So we got 1 corpse. 2. Oh, I actually hear one. Oh, seems like one got away. Briefly. It's a good try. Good try, mate. All right. Let's see. Now that that's done, let's grab this turret from here and head upstairs. Now, as soon as we head upstairs, that's going to spawn a phantom downstairs. And that's fine. We'll be ready for him. In the meantime, I want to get this one set up here. And race back downstairs and grab the other turret before he decides to get frisky with it. And I'll get that turret set up where it needs to be, which is Overwatch on this room.
Ready to scan.
Now, how are we set here for this phantom? Where is he?
Hello, Dr. Yu.
I don't see him sparking down there, so it's a good chance that we have baited him in this direction. Maybe? Oh, he's coming through. Okay. Or maybe that was the science operator. Okay. Well, he must still be out here, so let's see where he is. There he is. I see him. Okay. That's unfortunate. He's on that side, but it's fine. It's fine. Let's see. All right, good. Textbook. Alright, that will prevent him from coming up and being a pain in the ass. Now let's get started on clearing all of this nonsense. And oh boy, is there a lot of nonsense in this room.
Scanning target. No Typhon material detected. Scan complete. More specimens required. Target lost.
That's fine. Go. This is a great gag, the not a mimic notes that are all over everything that is not in fact a mimic. I actually did that at my workplace once many years ago. Okay, now let's not get cocky because there's still possibly 1 or 2 in here. Whoa! Okay then. Forgot. There's another one that spawns in and comes up here once you venture in. That's alright. Turret got his attention. It did its job. Okay. Now let's get back in here and deal with this mimic room.
No Typhon material detected.
Alright, I think we are largely in the clear here. No. Psychoscope's not picking up anything, and Not hearing any chittering. Never mind. There was one more. All right, now don't sleep on these Petri dish samples. The Petri dish samples... What was that? Oh, hi. Okay. That was just some mimics activating and dying to the turret that I placed, along with other assorted things. Yeah, don't sleep on these Petri dish samples, because if you take a look in your inventory when you pick one up, these are worth exotic. Like, just these 3 there, that's almost an entire exotic. And likewise with these test tube samples, and no, biohazard waste, that's just synthetic and organic. But test tube samples and Petri dish samples, they're worth picking up. They really add up. So let's make sure that we've got all of those. Especially since the Petri dish samples tend to sink into the surfaces and become hard to see. Alright, I think that is everything here. Let's bring friend turret with us. Actually, I don't think we need to. I don't think we need to. There's nothing in here that we are really going to need him for. We've got one over there. So I'll just drop him right here for the moment. And I might as well deploy him. There's no reason not to. Just in case something shows up. Okay. Alright, let's start scanning them, because if we start scanning him before he transforms, we can complete the scan.
More specimens required.
And that'll give us the greater mimic scan, which is very welcome. Oh. And a bunch of random junk that is worth exotic, which is far more welcome. And there's a lure and a note about the lure. And let's talk to Alex for a sec.
Isn't it fascinating? There's something almost angelic about those golden filaments, like frozen light. The Typhon weave it out of thin air. The question is why? We have a lot of theories, but no solid answers. Not yet. I wish you were with me, Morgan. Not the way you are now. The way you used to be. I know we could tackle this together. Like old times. Hans.
Oh, that's an old transcribe.
I can hear the weaver through the walls. Son of a bitch is gloating, I know it. How are you holding up?
I dropped a couple of nightlights to lure the phantoms away. Put sticky notes on every goddamn thing I'm sure isn't a mimic. You?
Squashed a mimic that slipped in, but...
Now, there's a couple of mimics in here, but I think they may have been done for by both the flames and the turret. However...
You know, if we make it, Alex is just going to pull our mods.
You want to remember this shit?
I think we could get...
let me take a medkit.
Work our way up to the Arboretum.
Okay. Say the word.
1 mimic. 2 mimics. Okay, okay. Yep, I think we're good. More about Volunteer 37. All right, we're good. Let's put this fire out. All right, now this door is locked tight, but as you might guess from the darts over there, placed to very helpfully hint to the player what you might do, this is very easy to get into. I really appreciate a lot of the environmental teaching that Arkane does with placement of ammo pickups and things like that to suggest what you might want to be doing. Very well crafted. Okay, now here on the desk, which you can get through the window, is a very interesting transcribe.
And not capable of. It seems prudent to revisit the Project Cobalt material.
Igor, neuromods can already adapt Typhon material to the human mind. There's no reason in principle the reverse wouldn't work.
Say you managed to insert human neurons into a Typhon. How will you know it was successful?
The new neural structures would need to mature over a series of actual experiences.
Or simulated ones. What? Simulate the experiences. Calvino. He has...
Right, okay, look, it's fascinating, but let's focus on what we know is working. I don't want anyone devoting resources to this.
That's very interesting. If you've completed the game, then you'll know exactly why that's significant. It's actually a bit of a big hint to people who are thinking about it. Now let's just let that...
last.
Interesting. This is not the state that I expected that to be in. Usually, there is a phantom in there. This concerns me. This concerns me greatly. Also concerns me that I don't know what happened to that mimic. Or what it has chosen to imitate in this very tiny room. Okay, I'm going to take combat focus on. There it is. Oh! I know what happened. Okay, so you saw me take a plink shot at something that I barely saw in there. What I thought that might have been was an explosive canister, because there is one in this corner here. And I also mentioned that I was expecting a phantom. That phantom must have damaged that canister at some point early on in the map. Because we heard a phantom dying sound effect, so well done, Phantom. Well done. I appreciate your work on my behalf. Alright, now that done, let's drag a couple turrets in here. And set up this one. Nope, upright. There we go. Right about there. And then get this one hacked and repaired.
Scanning target. No alien material detected.
Oh, that'll do. Okay. And then with this last one out here, let's bring it on in. Game, can you not? Can you not? All right. All right. That's fine. That's fine. Just scenery. Just dramatics. Okay. Anyway, now that the turrets are all set up, let's... I think I'll put this right about... yeah, here. Okay. Now, at the moment, this turret is just Overwatch while we loot this room. I'm pretty sure that the mimics already came out, but... let's grab a med kit, or take one, rather. Just to be sure that we are slightly insulated against surprise mimics. Because they could be pretty much just about anything. And I've got key ready for combat focus as well. I think we're good, though. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that the two mimics that are in here come rushing out, and that's why we heard the turret activate and why that one ran into the med bay. But all right. Let's grab these last few Petri dish samples. Crying out loud. I spent half my life mispronouncing that name or that word, and just for the life of me, no matter how many times I remind myself, I cannot get it straight in my head. But all right. We've got a note here that there are some mimics in there, which is 100% accurate. Don't love that, but fine. Let's get that out from under it. And deploy that turret up here as Overwatch. Drop some things down there. And climb up into the ceiling to do this the safe way. Let's see if we can get a... you know what? There we go. Got the mimic scan in. And I still hear at least one active.
Scanning target. No alien material detected.
Where is it? That you know what? That might have just been a lingering sound effect, because sometimes you'll hear the mimic sound effect continue to play for a second or two after they've died. And that can be especially true with things that distort time, like combat focus. Yeah, I've heard no further skitters, so I think they're done. I think mimics are done. Yep, we're good. However, going into that room is going to cause the phantoms to spawn in. Phantoms, plural. Interesting that he chose to venture in here, but all right, that's fine. And it looks like the turrets and the recycler grenade did for the other one. Outstanding. And no turrets appear to be in need of repair. All right, so let's hack Annalise Gallegos' workstation here, and then listen to her transcribe.
Dr. Kelstrup, I wanted to follow up on my request to view one of the volunteer abdication contracts.
Anna, you're supposed to be off today.
I had some free time, so I thought...
I've already told you, the VACs are sealed documents. My hands are tied.
But isn't there some allowance for the researchers? I mean, my God, I'm the one pushing the button.
Look, I understand. I really do. You wouldn't be human if this was easy.
I just want to be sure.
Believe me, everything we've done is perfectly legal.
That's because Talos 1 is in extra-national space. There are no laws.
Anna, you're tired. It's affecting your judgment. Now, I've tolerated it for a while, but enough is enough. You need to take some time, understood?
Yes, Dr. Kelstrup. I understand.
Good. Oh, look, you may be late for a meeting with Alex.
Wow, you're an asshole, Kelstrup. But okay. So if we listen to the other message on her transcribe, that's going to give us an important quest. But it's going to be interrupted by January, who thinks his message is more important.
In the middle of something when they died. Access to the gut is closed off during experiments. Security protocol. You'll have to finish what they started. Back in the 60s and 70s, the first research teams tried to communicate with the Typhon, but this proved...
All right, let's temporarily unequip Pistol Critical, very regretfully, in order to put on Speed Scan.
Their cerebral structures are highly developed and intentional, but somehow unapproachable. They have no speed of their own, no language.
Okay, that's reloaded.
They don't seem to even
Let's grab an EMP charge.
Not like we see ourselves.
Live exam procedure in progress. Local lockdown in effect until
Come on, buddy.
procedure terminates.
Come on out. That's right. There we go.
Features onto things they don't understand. The Typhon kill us without hesitation. But it's not because they're evil. It's because they can't do otherwise. You know what we discovered? They lack mirror neurons. All their wonderful abilities, there's one thing we can do that they can't. Empathize with the suffering of another living creature.
Yeah, you'll see empathy come up as a recurring theme. Now let's cue that transcribe up.
Not too late to flush it all out in airlock, you
And
know.
then,
Are you having second thoughts?
oh, that's right.
No way. I mean, it's just... I'm not the one incriminating myself.
There's no happy ending for me either way. I'm trying not to think about it.
Sorry.
Did you make arrangements?
Mitchell's on board. It's gonna bring...
I don't need to know the details. Better that way. It has to happen on your next rotation. I put everything in a package labeled Mementos. The package is in my cabin. It's got to go to every media outlet imaginable.
Got it.
And Quentin, be careful. Security is already scrutinizing me more than usual.
And there's a reason for that, because she was going to completely blow the whistle on this whole mess. Oh, now there's a mimic tumor around here somewhere. Where is it? Ah, there it is. Just fell on the ground. All right, that's all good. Yep. And frankly, someone really should have blown the whistle on this place, because there was some ugly stuff going on here. Talos 1 was not a place where you went to do ethical research. All right, none of that was important. There's one or two more mimics here. I believe one of them is over here in a corner. Yeah, he is. There he is. Okay. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, that is all of the threats down here in the morgue. Now, obviously, we can't get in through the door because that dude locked his keycard in. However, we can use the very same solution that we've used so many other places. And this one, actually, if I recall correctly, Arkane actually showed off this exact solution in a short demo once, prior to the release of the game. I have a memory of that from somewhere.
This isn't the first time a Typhon organism has broken containment. It happened before, shortly after your initial Neuromod tests. You and Alex fought about terminating the project, evacuating. But Alex insisted he could control the situation. That's when you began implementing secret contingencies, hiding the plan for your arming key, videos, the January protocol. Your concerns have proven to be correct.
My concerns about certain things, but not my choices or individual choices about what I think the solutions are. Those have varied quite a bit, January, but you're only presenting the one that you're programmed to. And that's not really your fault. That's just what you're designed to do. Now, as soon as we head down here, a Phantom and a bunch of Mimics are going to spawn in. But that's fine. We let them go about their business, then they won't actually trouble us. And they will just go to their doom. However, the Phantom's dangerous enough that I'm going to help him along to his doom a little faster.
Star's last-ditch defense against an outbreak. Flimsy, but they're easy to fabricate. Best part is the built-in Psychoscope tech. They can discriminate between alien and human targets. Shouldn't be a problem for you, since you're not an alien.
Now let's get these hacked for later.
Servers offline.
And there's one or two more things that we need to do in here.
Hey! Hey, over here!
Research complete.
When do you think we'll get to that breach?
I'm headed out there as we speak.
What do you think happened?
Hard to say until I lay eyes on it. Could be some micrometeoroids punched a hole. Rare, but it happens.
Okay, good. Hopefully it's just that.
Is there something you're not telling me?
It's just fancy electrical classified exotic material. We really can't have them be inaccessible.
I understand.
Now, obviously, we would have had to go outside in order to perform the sealing, but we did that much earlier. And I did that earlier just so I could go straight in here, but also so that the poltergeist that begins in this room will never actually spawn in. All right, that's good enough. And then a handful of things in these side rooms. No, it's not that. There's a mimic in one of these rooms, and I'm fairly sure it's in this one. Pretty sure. Yep, that's him. All right. Now, Mr. Aaron Ingram.
What, you need guns? Ammo? I saw one of them science types go into that armory. Saw him punching the code. You get me out of here, I'll let you have it.
Now, opinions vary on what to do about...
Aaron Ingram.
Now, we can take his offer, but I think... There we go. Now, we can take his offer, and he will hold up his side of the bargain and give us the code. However, I don't want to let him out quite yet, because he's going to be in great danger from any phantoms that respawn, And anytime we come back here, we'll have to either save him or hope that he's despawned by then. That I don't really feel like doing. So what I'm going to do instead is drop a little bit of glue here and use it as a platform to raise myself just high enough. Perfect. No offense, Aaron. I will let you out at some point because I'm on a mission to save all humans if I can, but not right now. For right now, you are safer in there.
Come on now, goddammit, let me out.
Oh, hush. Okay, so we're running out of space here. Let's take a quick look and see how many neuromods we have. 9. Fantastic. That means that I have no compunctions at all about getting suit modification 3. That's going to solve the immediate inventory problem. And give me just a second to rearrange things the way I like. Much, much better. Excellent. All right. Let's move on with looting the armory here. And there's an odd silenced pistol here that seems to lack a texture, and it's definitely different than the others. It behaves as if I've just picked up a new thing. I'm not sure what bug that's from, but I don't feel like having that thing in my inventory, so I'm just going to dismantle it as is. In any event, let's see. I think I've gotten just about... Oh, no. Got a Neuromod and that glue cannon that I couldn't pick up. Don't want to forget any of that. And then I don't think I need this turret. I think I can just leave that in there for now. Actually, I've changed my mind. I'm going to deploy and hack it out here just to be a little bit of additional damage against respawns. And finally, here on the upper floor, there's one more thing that I want to do in here. I'm not sure why all of that glue decided to just pop, but that's a thing that happens sometimes. Okay. So you see that flickering panel and the body over here? We want to enter that area on the opposite side, because as soon as we get close to that, a bunch of mimics are going to pop out. And that's fine. Since we know that, we can be ready for it. Whoop. There we go. All right. Let's get our light on. Combat focus ready. Come on, mimics. Handled. All right. Now, there's a little bit of stuff up here, but all you really need to do is peek up and grab Andrea Hudson's corpse here and get all the stuff there, because there's no actual loot up there, just a handful of boxes that you could choose to recycle with a grenade if you really wanted to, if you were that desperate. Oh, that's fine. We're not that desperate. With all that done, let's recycle all this junk. Wow, 17 exotic material. Let's see what we can craft with all that, because I'm betting it's a lot. Oh my goodness. We have 30 exotic material. 10 neuromods. On top of the 4 we already have. That's amazing. All right, well, let's get started on that. Let's see what we can get with all that. Now, 14 seems like a lot, but I need to reserve 6 for some Typhon abilities that I haven't unlocked yet, and I want to be able to grab them as soon as they're available. So those 6 are reserved. However, that 8 is just enough for what I want next, which is, at long last, Toughness 3. That's going to almost eliminate the chance of getting any traumas, even if I receive enough damage to do so. But more importantly, it's going to cut all physical damage by half. Absolutely. Grab some shotgun shells as well. And with Psychotronics well and truly cleared, I'd say that's more than enough for now. The game wants us to venture into Guts next, but before we do that, we have an important mission that's critical to the YOLO run. Next time on Prey, we're going to venture back out into the great expanse of space and put everything on the line for some key upgrades. I hope you'll join me for that. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.